Alright, 6th grade. Here we go. Day 2 notes for the week of November 2nd. So, we're on page 22 of our notes. We're going to be multiplying and dividing integers. We're going to put 11 to 20. Okay, so page 22, multiplying and dividing integers. So for this, you received a foldable that looks like this. You're going to need that out and in front of you so we can take notes. So turn to the next available right and left side page after subtracting integers. Okay, down here at the bottom, page 22. Okay, date 11/2/2020. I was trying to put 11/20/2020. So we're going to title it Multiplying and Dividing Integers. Okay, so we have our handy dandy objective. I can calculate the product or quotient of integers and determine the correct sign by utilizing integer rules. Okay? Alright, so here we go. We might want to make this nice and pretty. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to fold this. So notice I had it open like this. You're going to fold your foldable just like this, where it doesn't cover up those bottom letters. Okay, so it says multiplying and dividing integers. You have same signs, you have different signs. When you open it up, it looks like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors, and so you will need scissors. I'm going to cut up the dotted line here to the flap, to the fold. That way I have two flaps, because notice we have same signs and different signs that we have to take into account. So if you're like me and you really don't like things hanging off, you guys are more than welcome to turn it sideways here. It might fit better, okay? You choose how you want to do it. Miss Lewis is actually going to turn hers sideways, but we won't glue it in until I'm done. So I'm going to turn this back this way, okay? So we have same signs, different signs. So we're going to talk about the rules for multiplying and dividing integers with the same sign, okay? So if they have the same signs, meaning they're both positive or they're both negative, they both have the same signs, okay? Then the product or quotient of two integers with the same sign is always going to be positive. Always, always, always. Okay? So that rule is for positive integers. It's also for negative integers. Okay? They always become positive. So we're going to look at a few examples. Okay? Looking at a few examples. So this one, I have 6 times 7. Well, we've been doing that forever. That's a positive 6 times a positive 7. What do I get? Correct. I get a positive 42. That is my answer. Those are same signs. What about a negative 9 times a negative 5? Well, they're the same sign, so my answer is going to be positive. What is 9 times 5? It's 45. Okay, so it's a positive 45. Now, another way that I like to remember this, okay, positive is what we've dealt with our entire life, so that we don't really have to remember that too much. But if I have a negative, If I take those two lines and I am to resituate them, I can make them go like this. There's a negative, negative, right? It becomes a positive. Whee! Okay, so a negative, negative takes two negatives to make a positive. So, I want you to try this one here. I want you to try that one, which you should be able to do. Okay, so now let's look at division. Those are all multiplication, so here we go, division. What about 27 divided by 3? Same thing we've been doing, right? Positive 27 divided by a positive 3. What does that give me? Nine. It's a positive 9. Okay, what about a negative 55 divided by a negative 5? Well, negative divided by a negative is going to give me a positive. 55 divided by 5 gives me 11. Good job. Okay, so now I want you to try this one, and I want you to try this one. Remember, that's a division symbol as well. Okay, so those are same signs. Not too bad. So now, different signs. Let's look at different signs. It says the product or quotient of two integers with different signs is always, always, always going to be negative. Okay? Always going to be negative. So that means a positive times a negative, guess what? It's going to be negative. A negative and a positive, no matter what, they're always going to be a big fat negative. Okay? Always. So different signs equals negative. Now, that gets a little tricky when we go to doing 3 integers, but for 2, so it's the product or quotient of, we're just talking about 2 integers with different signs is always going to be negative, okay? So let's look at this. It's a negative 4 times a positive 9. Okay, well we know they're different signs, so it's going to be negative. Then we do 4 times 9 is 36. Okay? So B, we have negative 3 times positive 6. It's going to be negative 18. Okay? I want you to try these too. So let's look at these. I have a positive 45 divided by a negative 9. What's it going to be? It's going to be negative. 45 divided by 9 is 5. Okay? What about negative 42 divided by 7? Well, it's going to be negative. 42 divided by 7 is 6, so it's a negative 6. Okay, so I want you to try these two. Remember, that is division. So those are the rules for multiplying and dividing of integers. So depending on how you're going to paste it in, I'm going to change my mind. I'll paste it in this way. I'll stop being a baby about it. So I have more room to write down here. Okay, so I'm going to paste this in. I want to give you guys another example. Okay, so what if I have negative 2 times negative 4 times negative 8. Let's just go with those. Okay, I've got 3 negatives. Well, we know that same sign, 2 integers with the same sign is always going to give me a positive, right? So if that becomes a positive, now I have a positive times a negative, which gives me a negative. So when I have 3, my answer is going to end up being negative because these two bring about a positive. So negative 2 times negative 4 gives me a positive 8. So now I have a positive 8 times a negative 8, and a positive times a negative gives me a negative, which gives me negative 64. Okay? So when you have something like that, that's something that you've got to take into account. So what about this example? When you come into class, I want you to tell me if this example here results in a positive or a negative number and what that number is, what that product is. I also want you to think through this next problem. I want you to try that one as well. That means negative 16 divided by, this is a positive 8, and then whatever you get there, you multiply it by a positive 4. Okay? So those I want you to have prepared for when you come into class. Okay? That being said, I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for our day 3, and we will do a little bit of, you know what, we're going to do that right now. We're going to do a little review, okay? So, you want a sheet of paper, okay? Sheet of paper, and we're going to have a little addition and subtraction review. And so, a sheet of paper or a sticky note or something that you can hand to me when you walk into class. We're going to do 3 problems for adding and subtracting integers. No, I take that back. We're going to do 5. So, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to be adding and subtracting the integers. So we're going to do, the first 3 will be adding, okay, of integers, and the second 2 will be subtracting of integers, okay? So, this is going to be add, subtract, entrance ticket. So you got several entrance tickets to come into the classroom, okay? So, let's see here. Find me some problems. I'm not going to make them up off the top of my head. It never works out well for me. Let's see. First one, negative 1 plus a negative 46. Next one, negative 34 plus 50. My third one is going to be 38 plus negative 5. This one we have negative 38 minus 30. And then this one we're going to have negative 29 minus 29. Okay? We're going to go with 6. I just can't help it. Ten plus 3 minus a negative 8. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. Entrance tickets in hand. Go ahead and be prepared to have your notes open when you come into class. That way I can come look at these and make sure that they're done. And keep your entrance ticket on you and bring it to class. Lay it on top of your notebook. Make sure that you get this pasted in. Remember, if you don't have glue, wait until you get to school and you can glue it in when you get at school. Okay? Have a great day. See you guys later.